All right, so we are on to week two in the 2024 Norton Fantasy League. So just gonna briefly go over week one and then jump right into this week, including some of the trades this week, because I don't feel like talking about all the old stuff anymore. But for the first week, yes, Beef beat me. Haha, real funny. Okay. But other than that, I believe I picked Justin correctly. Nolan, I did pick correctly, even though I said Colin was gonna win because of Nolan's bland team name. I technically got that right. Jameson destroyed Hunter. I think I was completely wrong about that. But then the matchup of the week was Mouse versus the bearded lizard. So it looked like Ethan T had this all wrapped up, but with a great play, Jordan Mason comes in, saves the day, along with Jake Moody to lift George picking my bum to 1-0 on the week, and solidifying a statement victory this first week. But he's made a questionable trade following that. So let's see how that goes coming into this week. So over here is his trade. So he traded Chris Olave and a fifth round pick, which Ramondre was a 10th round pick. So, and yes, Ramondre had a big game against the Bengals. But again, the Bengals were losing the majority of the game. The Patriots were winning a lot of the game, so they were going to be just running the ball because Bengals couldn't keep moving the ball on offense. So they were playing from the lead, which probably won't be a lot of times for the Patriots, just in general, even though it happened that week one. Yes, he's going to be the major factor in that backfield. But Olave he just played one game against the Panthers, who he didn't even need to be used for because the Panthers are just atrocious. Other than that, they're not going to be winning a lot of games most likely, especially against the Cowboys this week. So they're probably going to throw him the ball a ton. So I just think you kind of gave up on him pretty early. Um, so and a fifth round pick that doesn't make sense to me. So hopefully it works out for you. But I just think this one was questionable after just what we saw from them week one, and we're already jumping the gun like that. Sorry, my nose is a little stuffy if I sound a little congested, but on to the one that just happened today. This one makes even less sense. Um, Kyle Pitts. So Jerms gets a tight end that he needs because Ferguson's out today and Fryermuth is just useless, apparently. So he's just going to get a tight end today for free, basically, because T. Higgins is not playing. And then the 12th round pick is just, who cares about a 12th round pick? So he just trades outright Pitts to his opponent who needs a tight end for a player who is not going to play. And he's using Leggett as his flex. So I don't really get this at all. It makes no sense whether Germ took your phone or not. Maybe in the long run, okay, but if you're going against your opponent and you're already 0-1, why you don't want to start off 0-2 with something silly like this. So this I don't understand. And like I said in the group, I hope Germ wins solely because of Kyle Pitts. Um, that would just be hilarious. Um, but I guess time will tell. Maybe I'll be wrong again. So you can say I don't know ball if I'm wrong. Congratulations. So on to week two. Me versus Ethan. So we've already had a few people or one player each start the game for us this week with James Cook on his team, who just got open TD after open TD. Yeah, I still think he's overrated, so you guys can suck my nuggets. A Chain though, he put in that work. What the hell is this? Ah, crap. A-Chain put in that work though. Who was not even supposed to play potentially today, but he just showed why he's the man. And yeah, there's a lot of talking, even though A-Chain ended up putting up more points than Cook. So looks like we're gonna have a high scoring game. I'm gonna keep the trash talking to a minimum right now because it backfired on Beef. So yeah, I learned my lesson. But Daniels versus Dak. Daniels against the Giants, he should flourish 1000%. Dak against the Saints. I mean, we saw Bryce Young struggle against the Saints. I know Dak's not Bryce Young in a Panthers offense, but maybe the Saints do have a solid defense that can contain them. I mean, the Browns contain them as well. So I'm liking Daniels in that matchup head to head. Gibbs versus Kyron. This is a toss up, honestly. I mean, Montgomery's sold at number one, but Gibbs still got his fair share of touches. Brian Robinson kind of did really good against Tampa Bay, but Kyron against the Cardinals should feast. He's still the clear number one in that. So I'm liking Kyron in that matchup. ETN and Cook, well, we saw what Cook already did. I doubt ETN puts up that numbers, so that's unfortunate. Lamb versus Jefferson. I think CD's gonna have a bounce back this week, and hopefully he does. I mean, you got Dak, so that'd be huge. But Jetta's with Sam Darnold against a defense that Wilson did pretty solid against, and then Lazard thrashed, even though some was in garbage time. But I think Jettas will get his fair share. Sam Darnold has shown that he can play, but I'm taking Lamb in this matchup. Harrison versus Debo. Still no Christian McCaffrey, so Debo's going to be used in the backfield. I don't know what to expect from Marvin Harrison. Um, I mean, Jameson Williams kind of destroyed them as a deep threat. So hopefully Marvin Harrison can do that. But as of now, I'm going to pick Debo. Taysom Hill versus Sam Laporta. Laporta wasn't used that much week one. They just stuck to their running game. Taysom Hill, I think, will be used more in this scenario. Um, but it's just boom or bust with him. So I'm going to have to pick Laporta, unfortunately. I would have Njoku, but he is hurt. A-Chain versus Metcalf. I'm saying Metcalf's not getting that total, so especially against the Patriots. So A-Chain's going to win that. Goff versus Lawrence. Goff's matchup's way better, and Lawrence is just yucky. The two Asian kickers. Oh, it would be a good matchup between them. Both can do well. And then Seattle versus Cleveland, or Seattle's defense versus the Jags defense. Yeah, I'm going Seattle against the Patriots. We'll see how that works. And then Jaguars against Cleveland. Cleveland looked abysmal. So honestly, I like Ethan's matchups just slightly more altogether than mine. So yeah, unfortunately, I'm gonna go Ethan in this matchup, and hopefully, I don't start 0-2. Um, this guy has a good matchup. He might actually play well this week, and I don't know why I started him last week. Honestly, wouldn't matter because Goff did nothing. But Reed, I'm debating on starting, but he's got Malik Willis as his QB, so no lad this week for Ethan. Okay, interesting. Um, especially if your name's McConkey and Friends. No, it's not. That's your other name. What am I saying? Anyways, on to the next one. I pick Ethan to beat me. All right, Japes, Nolan, please change your name. It's still just bland. I don't know what you're doing. Mahomes and Burrow, these guys are playing each other. I think no T still probably, so I'm taking Mahomes in this matchup. Henry against Las Vegas for Saquon against Atlanta. Both have awesome matchups. Um, I'm gonna pick Saquon over King. Connor versus Mixon. Pollard destroyed Chicago in the ground, but so did the running backs of the Lions against the Rams. But Mixon was used heavily. Connor kind of came out at the end and he started using Benson more. So I'm going to pick Mixon in this matchup as well. Oh, these RB matchups are a toss up. Moore versus Hill. I think Moore will 1000% get more than 6.6. Um, liking more in that. Cup, nothing to explain. He might get 45 today. Kelsey versus Ingram. I don't like this matchup. Ferguson was held in check. Patriots tight ends did okay against NC, I believe. Um, so I'm gonna think Kelsey has a bounce back this week. Dobbins against Devontae Smith. Dobbins did have a big game week one, but he kind of just gashed him intermittently. He didn't get a lot of touches, so it's kind of up to his big play. I know the Saints destroyed Carolina on the ground, but Smitty against the Falcons, I think I'm gonna take Smith in this matchup slightly. Stroud and Purdy. Chicago contained Levis through the air. I know this offense is not the Titans' offense. Um, and then against the Vikings, I mean, Daniel Jones kept marching down the field, but he just couldn't finish it off at the end. So I'm gonna honestly pick Purdy in this matchup. And then kickers, Boswell went off that week. He might do it again. And then defense, I'm liking Ravens defense a lot more than Phillies even against Atlanta. So on the bench, uh, Interesting. You could definitely have some people starting on your benches for both. But with Tyreek doing this, I like these guys a slightly better. Unfortunately, I'm going to pick Japes. I don't know why I'm saying unfortunately, um, but because I'm biased, not biased on either teams, but I'm going to pick Japes this week, and mainly because he has Cooper Cup. So that's that. Next up, we got Colin and Jerem, the ones that the trade happened between. Sorry if you hear my parents screaming about politics in the background again. That's how life is here in the Lipinski household. Um, Allen did nothing. Lamar is going to do more than that. I can tell you that for a fact. So Lamar, Brees against Tennessee, not a favorable matchup. I don't. Titans defense, run defense is pretty stout, whereas Phillies is not. So I'm taking Bijan in that. Pacheco against Cincy should feast. Najee against Denver, not as much. So I'm taking Pacheco. Adams, don't trust at all. Neighbors is going to fry this team. Even with Daniel Jones as quarterback, he's going to fry Washington. Give me Neighbors. Diggs versus Pittman. Same thing with this. I mean, like I said, Chicago's defense was pretty stout. But Pittman barely got any usage, so and Diggs got the goal line reception, so I'll pick Diggs in this one. And in this, I mean, yes, Bowers should be a solid play. I mean, they contained Kelsey, Baltimore did. Bowers looked good, but it's just you gave him hits for no reason. That was the problem. That just made no sense. And you're left with Xavier Legette against the Chargers. And what did Legette do week one? 4 for 35. I mean, yeah, he had 7 targets, but I don't know. Um, but Lockett against New England as well. Honestly, I don't know between this one. Um, uh, then we have Fields versus Caleb. Caleb should bounce back. Fields against Denver. I don't know about that. Kickers. Aubrey's the best kicker in the league, and in defense, I like the Chargers defense. But I just, oh boy, I don't know. This might be the yucky matchup of the week. Um, so in that case, it might be the matchup of the week because I don't know who to pick from this. Maybe you guys somehow go off, but I I'm gonna pick Germ. I just think Josh scoring that little, Germ will be able to defeat you, especially now getting a tight end. Then Beef versus Jameson. All right, yeah, Beef's 1-0. He shoved me up this week. If I don't pick him again this week, he's gonna be like, "Oh, you didn't pick me last week. And I won again this week." Blah 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 blah. Um, Anywho, Richardson versus Carolina. Both matchups should be fine. I mean, Richardson's rushing ability, his throwing, he completed 9 passes, and they were just both like off of 2 touchdowns for like 170 yards. So I still don't trust him, other than just that big play threat ability with his arm. But as just a regular passer, he did not look that good. Um, but his rushing ability is always going to be there. Herbert, he's got a good matchup this week. But what did he put up? Just 1036. I don't know how it's going to be this week. So I'm going to pick Richardson. Hubbard, he just looked useless in week one. Jacobs easily like that matchup. Moss versus Kamara. Just give me Kamara. I don't trust the Bengals backfield usage that much as of right now. Then Evans versus Chase. Some might say, oh, Brett, it's going to be Chase. But no, it's going to be Big Mike because he's playing with the quarterback who's going to be the MVP this year. And Cup fried him. So I'm thinking Big Mike is going to do the same. It's going to be a shootout probably. Zay versus AJ Brown. He's questionable. I'm not sure how that's going to play, but I like Zay's matchup against Vegas. Um, AJ's, I don't think he's going to have that big of a game. Give me Zay for this week. Then McBride versus Kittle. Both I like, but I think Kittle's going to have a slightly better game this week than McBride. I think Kittle we might have a touchdown or two for a good amount of yards, but McBride will get his fair share as well. But I'm gonna pick Kittle. Then Nico versus Waddle. I mean, yeah, like I said, the Bears defense is pretty stout, but 8.5, I think Nico can get that. And then Hurts versus Baker. Um, Baker's the MVP. Is there anything else I need to say? Um, I don't know why I didn't pick him in the draft. I was just stupid in that sense. Um, Probably because he was so far down for some reason. I just panicked and didn't pick him when I should have. But this is going to be a league winner right now for Jameson. I said his QB play might be a little spotty, not with this guy on the team. Herbert still might be, but not with Baker. Um, so Baker over Hurts, then Dicker versus Butker. Both matchups should be completely fine. Um, Give me Dicker though, and then Pitt's defense versus the Cowboys. Yeah, I'll take Pitt's defense against Denver. So overall, we got Richardson on 1, 2, 3, 4, that, and that. Oh boy, this is a doozy. Um, I really don't know who to choose between these two. Um, I think I'm gonna go just because these two can still go off, whereas these two I don't know. And he has Baker, so give me Jameson this week. Sorry, nothing against you, Beef. I just think that still the running back issue is just going to be too much of a gap for this week. But I love the receivers, 1000%. Um, then Hunter versus Emize. It looks like a close projection, but we'll see how this comes up. And other teams that just traded with one another for no reason. I don't understand how this is working, but you guys do you. Um, Kyler versus Kirk. Give me Kyler against the Rams. Rashad, love him. Aaron Jones, not as much. Give me Rashad. Ford versus Jacksonville, solid matchup, but Taylor against Green Bay, Saquon destroyed him. Taylor should do the same. Give me Taylor. Amon-Ra's gonna have a massive bounce back. Pickens will be on 13, or 13 will be on Pickens. Give me Amon-Ra. Wilson against Tennessee will destroy them. Dell, I don't think so. Kincaid, he's been very underwhelming this year. Andrews, I think will have a bounce back and pick up more than Kincaid. Ayuk against Minnesota, love that matchup. Mason against Minnesota, though, love that matchup. So I'm gonna take just Mason. He'll probably just get goal line carries at the end, and then Ramondre. Oh, he's not even playing two QBs. He's just sticking to Ramondre. I guess that makes sense considering Tua did nothing. So, um, but Seattle's run defense is pretty stout. But I think Ramondre can hopefully get 8.5. I mean, he might just get like 60 rushing yards and nothing else. So I don't know. We'll see. Seattle has a stout run defense. Let's see if the trade pays off. Speaking of the trade, wow, what? You traded for Olave and you're not even going to play him? I don't understand this. Mm, I don't get it. Um, but overall, I'm gonna pick. Oh boy, who I don't know. Can they make up for the lack of the gap? I was 1-0 with Emize. I'm staying on the Emize train. Let's get another dub, kid. I hope you prove me wrong with that trade, but I'm going with Emize again with another upset from what it looks like on paper. So let's do that. All right, that is that for week 2. Um, these are the standings as of now. Um, Pretty unfortunate seeing me down there, but that's the way life goes. On other notes, I end days out of the survivor pool because for some reason he picked the Panthers to beat the Saints. Who knows why that is, but I just thought I'd share that for fun. But anyways, day's about to start. We got NFL about an hour and 20 minutes from when I'm making this video. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and some of my takes. If you didn't, whatever, I don't care. So until next time, see ya.